No, it
Nope.
doesn't.
The other way around. A little bit more.
Why?
One
In
more.
the other way? Oh my!
No, now
Like
we are.
this? It's good for you?
Now it's good. Yes,
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
So that was very
Okay. All
perfect
right.
time for the perfect timing for that. So for the people that will be listening to it rather than watching, we'll just say
Okay.
that as soon as
Hold
we
on.
said as soon as we said hello, Fabienne's picture went upside down. That was quite amusing. But hey, here we are. Let's start this conversation. So, hello everyone, and welcome to this episode of Healing Conversations. My name is Einav Avni. I am currently trying a new title for myself. So, I would say that I am an emotional freedom coach, and I mainly work with people to release fear so that they can heal. This podcast, Healing Conversations, is everything. It's anything and everything. It's all about healing, or mind, body, soul, anything like that. So let's just get started. So with me in the studio, I have Fabienne Louis. Fabienne already been with us some time ago, so I'm really excited to invite you back into the studio. So Fabienne, hello, welcome.
Hello, I'm so happy to be with you today. And now it's so good to catch up after a few months now. A lot of happened, so it's great to catch up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really happy that you're back with us. So Fabienne, tell us a little bit about you. What let's be on the same page.
Yeah, so my story, I'm going to make it short. Um, what happened? I had a burnout about 10 years ago, and on not only physical, mentally, emotionally, and everything. And it's when it was my wake up call in this life, And I really thought that, it was the end, and I couldn't find any solution to my physical problems. No professional could help me. The only solution I found it was to turn inward and listen to this little voice I had already had since I'm little, and follow this inner guidance. And it was my last resort. I did it, and I committed to listen to it and do whatever was happening. And I was able to really heal my body, get back having the clarity, the confidence, find my purpose in this life again, and find more joys and everything. So from healing my body very quickly, doing some practices. I didn't know anything about energy work before that. I came from a medical training professional, so I learned everything about intuition, energy work, and how we just don't have a physical body, but we have an emotional body, mental body, and we can use that to find all the answer we want in life. So I was very sick. I could heal my body. Then I switched to be an employee 9 to 5, very unhappy to be an entrepreneur and helping people. And I discovered my gift, this intuitive gift that I'm able to speak to someone's body, soul, and understand all those layers. And I'm a certified medical intuitive, certified in Qigong and sound healing as well. So I'm helping high achievers, solo entrepreneur, or any professional who feel burnout, feel that they have big dreams but they are stuck, or something is happening. So I help them to get where they want to be in
Where they
life.
want to be. So let's get there in a minute. But I do want to start right at the beginning. As you said, you had burnout. I never know how to put it properly in a sentence. Did you have a burnout? Were you burnt out? I never know, but you experienced burnout. So I know a lot of people that experience it, or at least they're already able to notice that they are getting towards burnout. So I want to pause on that for a second because I think it's so timely. What is burnout? What do people feel? And really, why do the doctors have no idea about it? Or maybe they do have more idea at the moment.
Yes, burnout it's very a broad name to different kind of symptoms, but for me it was really like physical. I didn't have. I was depleted, no energy. I was drained and exhausted. I have inflammations. One day I couldn't digest some food, or another day it was something else. And it lasts for months. And at the end, I couldn't work my 9 to 5. I have to stay home. I have to take nap in the morning, in the afternoon. I remember at night when my kids came back home, I have to put this mask on and say, mommy is okay. But inside, mentally, I was like, I don't know, I'm not okay. And nobody can find, any diagnosis or what should I do? And I'm going to be okay next day. And all these questions, not having any clarity about my life, what I'm supposed to do the next day, and concentrating on something. I couldn't do that. It was always, what's wrong with me? What should I do? And I could do this, I could do that, but no, it's not going to work. And at the end of the day, I didn't do anything, just some errands and things like that. So I was more frustrated and going to bed in this energy. And emotionally, it was like, the emotional roller coaster, going to high, to low, to all these things, and no control. Like you think like you don't have any control on your symptom, that your body betrayed you. You look in the mirror and you say, who is this person? It's not me.
Mm.
I don't know who is this person. I don't recognize. And I felt like I was a very old lady done with her life, and I'm like, no, I just have two small kids. Where is this big dream of my life? What happened to me?
Mm.
And
And so that is the question, really. How do people get into burnout? What are some things that lead to burnout?
so, of course, it didn't happen in months. For me, it was a lot of happening. I didn't know I was an intuitive, so I tried to hide, some part of myself, some aspects in. I was a young child, and for example, when I decided to, for me, it was help people. So, what kind of job? And I said, okay, I need to go into the medical field. So I went to school, and I said, okay, I'm going to have a certificate to be a radiation therapist and work with people with cancer, because I could see that people were so scared about this disease when I was young. And I said, I'm going to help, and blah, blah, blah. And I was very optimistic. And going to the first day at the hospital, we have to do internship for 3 years. I was excited to, to see people, patients, work with them and things like that. But my first day, I was like, oh, what's going on? I couldn't understand, and I could see the pain, the emotion of the patients. And I said, but nobody understands. We are just, doing something in their body, but there is more into that, and they're into stress. And I could feel that we are not helping them, but at this time I didn't understand. I said, but this is, the medical field. We are supposed to help them. And I forced myself to study for 3 years and to go, but I was exhausted. I was dreaming at night, like they were calling on me, like, help, help. And I was like, I don't know, what can I do? I couldn't understand, this difference. So all my life was this. So if I cannot work in a hospital, who I am, and I try to search myself and pass over diploma certifications, try to be invisible, like what can I do to make myself small so I can fit everywhere, and I feel like normal to, everyone else. And so I did a lot of 9 to 5 job, and it was very hard for me, because the same, I could feel the emotion, what people think, and I was most of my time, almost in their body, in their thoughts and things like that. So I didn't know what was mine, what was theirs, and I was depleted, giving away too much of my energy all the time. So it was a very long way, and I said, okay, I did everything. I'm a mom, I'm married, I have a job, I should be happy, and I'm not. And I was always searching, but why? And I couldn't find the answer. So slowly and slowly, my body started to, to break down and show me that, yeah, something is wrong with you. I mean, nothing is wrong with you, but you feel that way, and you need to release that. You need to let go that you need to be a certain way, because, society, people, the way we are trained, it's like, yeah, you should be like this. And so you want to change yourself to fit this description, but it just fear, it's nothing real at the end of the day. So you really put your body into stress trying to be someone else.
And the way that you describe it, it's so perfect, because a lot of the time people understand that there is a physical ailment. They have the physical way that they are feeling, and actually what you are describing, it really is about the emotion, about the energy, about the stress, about the feeling of not fitting in or not finding your way. And so really what you are highlighting so beautifully, although of course it wasn't a very easy experience,
Yeah.
is really that connection, that when you are inside of you is not doing so well, you are actually manifesting it, or you are expressing it physically.
Yes.
And so with what you are describing, it really, the mind body connection is demonstrated so brilliantly.
Yes.
um so then you say you went to the doctors and they didn't know what was wrong. They said actually everything is okay, all your checks, all your tests coming up okay, but obviously you're not doing so well. So what was it like? What guided you to go internal rather than external?
Yeah, I mean, I was spending my days, trying a new doctor, a new whatever technique or something, and they couldn't find anything, and I could see their fear, like, I can feel it, so I could see that they didn't know what to do next, or I was like in the little labs, let's try this, let's try that. So I could feel their doubt or uncertainty, and I was like, I could feel that they couldn't help me. And inside of me, it was like, you create this, all the time. And I was really, I mean, how I can create that, this voice always. So, it was one day, one night, I couldn't sleep. I was, panic attack again. And I said, this is it. This is my life. And what about my big dreams? And I was so into anger, and I want against universe, against I don't know who, and I said, this is it, this is the life. And what about my big dreams, to do this with my kids and be help people? And this came back, really a strong voice or guidance. I said, but you create that, and I'm like, how I can create that? I don't want this. And it's always this conversation with your mind sometimes. But yeah, it's a remember your happiest moment in your life, and you were able to create that. And I was like, okay. And now, the sad one, the same way you can transform this and make them, something happier. It's always, you have two paths, you create this and it's not going to end very well if you continue this way, or you have the other way where you catch yourself and say, your beliefs are creating this, your thoughts, what you think about life are creating this reality, and you always have a choice, to change your reality. And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? And it was just little inspiration. Next day, for me it was Google. So I Googled how people, heal, this and that. And I didn't know what to name exactly, but, came up meditation, came up Qigong. And I'm like, oh, those people doing movements, they can heal themselves. And you can see a lot of video of people who can heal any symptoms just practicing, but not just 1 hour a month or something. I did it 1 hour a day, and in few weeks I could see that my body, like my symptoms were going away, and I have more energy, more clarity, and I found my mojo back, and I said, okay, I'm back to myself, but people need to know that it's possible. And I was so excited after to share this with people and say, we take life the wrong way, that we don't have a guide, a manual to come with life. And we think that we have to copy paste what other people do all the time. And no, the more you tune inward, you have all the answer inside of you, because we are unique. Each of us is unique. We have different purpose, different personality, different. We are wired differently to each situation in life. But the most we understand how we function, the more we are able to thrive in this life and be happy and heal and find our energy back and everything.
But the question, the interesting question here, I mean, I love what you're saying. You created it is such an interesting message to have come back, right?
Yeah.
But I know that some people would actually listen to it not from the wisdom, but actually from the ego.
Mm.
And maybe one question would be like, what do you mean? Did I do it for
Mm.
myself or to myself? And then there is a lot of guilt, but also resistance. But here you're describing it as actually you heard it as the wisdom that if you created it, you can also undo it.
Yeah.
And so this is so interesting. And how did you know that it was a piece of wisdom rather than a criticism or negative voice or judgment on your
Yeah.
part?
So, like we said, it's a different frequency. So your body can't feel it. When it's wisdom, it's light. It's this little push, and it's this energy. You can do it. Like a really like a mother, with a little child. Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead. I trust you. I trust universe, and it's very light. And your energy, you are not contracted. You feel it. What's when it's your ego, when it's your mind, your programming, it's criticisms. It's no, 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 don't do that. Something bad could happen, and you feel like this constriction, and it's a fear frequency. It's very, you shrink, you feel contracted in your body, you can feel it, and it's always to not do things. Your mind doesn't want you to change or to do something new, so that's why we have to overpass this programming and stay focused on our vision, who we want to be, how we want to heal, and be vibrant and find our energy back. So always listen to this gentle, subtle voice or feeling in your body, gut feeling, like yes, it sounds good, and not listen. Usually it's the first few seconds, you get this insight, and then the big voice comes in, the fear and all the constriction saying, no, 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 you tried before, it's not going to work, or someone else tried, didn't work for them, so it's not going to work
Yeah.
for you. So if you stay in that, you're not going to change anything, and you need to change. You need to do something new every day. You need to practice. You need to be more yourself. It's not more job. It's just coming back and remember who you are, and let go all these layers that you put on yourself to say, yeah, but it's not going to work because this and that. And no, it's you. You are unique. You have all these talents inside of you. Just need to trust this inner guidance. And when you and your body, it's not about, people focus so much on about physical, I need to eat this, to do that, to go to the gym, and they put their body into stress already. Your body, it's a messenger, but it's messenger for what? For your relationship, for your career, your income, whatever, in your life. It's all related. It's not just I need to focus on my health and let go, the rest. It's all about being in flow and find, this harmony in your work life, in your personal life, in your relationship with your past, with your future, and when you are in the present moment, say, I'm okay, I'm good right now, and it's when you get all this insight who are going to guide you and provide for you.
I love what you're saying. Of course, I say similar things, and of course, for me, it's like, yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly. It's exactly that, and I love that you're saying all of this because I think it's so easy for us to hear the messages and then reject them, and stay in the victimhood and stay in this mindset that you know there's more to it and the doctors should know, or really push away the responsibility even, or the trust of what should be the next steps. And so I love that you are describing this journey of actually having gone through all of that and having the conversation and also having the courage to listen to your wisdom.
Yes.
um,
But that's true what you say. We have to remember to be a child again, our early years when we used to not to worry about to what are we going to eat? Do I need to cook? Do I need to worry about my incomes? Just be, we used to be in nature and play and be happy and just enjoy life. We should be in the same energy and say life, this happened, okay, I'm not going to react to this. This is happening. And it's when you are in this blissful state of seeing, life, it's not happening to me, but I'm part of this. And I've always found my balance, at the end of the day. And just trusting, and have this, it's not a practice, but this clarity in the morning. I want to have a beautiful day. I want this to happen. You have to kind of visualize it or feel
mm,
it before to spend your day, because if you start on saying, oh, like me, like what is going to happen today and which symptom is going to come, you are going to create that. You are going to stay in this low vibration and this, those low very of guilt and blame, shaming yourself. This is the lowest vibration in your body. your body cannot heal or not as fast as you want if you stay in those vibration. So make sure in the morning you have this clarity, this confidence, go for a walk or do something to energize your body physically, but also, have this clarity and this confidence that things can shift and happen. Yeah.
It's really, yeah, like you say, it's really is about putting the intention to have something. But again, I like what you're saying because it's a decision, right? And you
Yeah.
can say to yourself, actually, when I wake up in the morning and I bring and everything is on automat, I'm basically recreating the exact day I had yesterday.
Yes.
But when you, like you say, when you are putting the intention there to say, actually, today I'm feeling better. I'm not going back into that automatic mode of living. I'm actually being more conscious and more aware of what is happening. This is how we start. We are able to start making a change because we are more intentional. And I love that because so many people, when I speak with them, they're so familiar with the illness or the condition or the disease or whatever it is that they're having, and they know exactly at what point it's going to come up and when they're going to suffer and all of that. But really, we know that it is like you say, it's you are repeating the energy, and you can energy is something that you can change. You can raise your energy and have a different reality.
Yes.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful reminder.
Yeah.
And tell me, I'm curious about the medium, medical medium. How did you get into that?
Yeah, so I went, with qigong, with different practices, and I was into very energy work. So I learned so many different modalities, and it was very exciting. But you can lose yourself just learning. Really want to help people and to really develop this intuitive gift and ask questions and get the answer. And it's having this conversation, in your head um, and so I passed the certifications, and I'm so glad because when I ask a question about, symptoms, the body or something, and I ask, what is happening with the liver today and what is its potentials, and I can get, like a percentage of this frequency, and how, on 100%, I say how much, energy of chi flow is going through, and I get percentage, and I ask, now we want 100%, so let's clear what it's on the way. And sometimes, you can get information, what's the story behind. It can be patterns from generational patterns. It can be from your childhood. It's all about emotion. It's belief system. At the end of the day, it's a belief system. It's emotion. It's a limiting belief. And those have a frequency and a fear as well. So mostly it's like three things coming together. And like we say in traditional Chinese medicine, we don't have any terminal illness or disease. We just have stagnation in our field. So it becomes like a constriction in your energy field around you, but it's going to impact some organs, also body functions. And when you ask the body, where is it, what is it, and we want to restructure it, and we just do the clearing of this energy, of this old past trauma or belief system we have, and we can regain all this flow of energy going through the organs, our body systems, or yeah, we can ask a lot of questions. So it's very precise and yeah, I mean, some people are gifted, they don't even know, but some people have those open centers where they can tune in, they can feel someone is not okay. They have that, and we can develop this and ask, better questions, have better, accurate result too in the same way. That's medical intuition. Yeah.
I like what you're saying about there's no disease, or there's the label is not important because you're just looking at
Yeah.
it as blockages in the energy field, and then you find the percentage. And so so one thing that I didn't actually realize that this medical intuition you can get a certificate in. I just thought you were born with it, and then you basically maybe fine tune your skills. But you're saying that this is something that people can certify in. And how do you then release these blockages? In what way? I mean,
So there is many way. It depends your clairs. Again, we are all unique. We have different clair and senses. For me, it's the inner knowing who is very strong. So that's why I can ask questions, and I say, okay, let's clear that, and I work with the higher self or the soul of the person, and say, let's clear this, because they want this in life. This is on the way. Let's clear that, and. And we can, in Qigong, we learn to touch, so we can touch and do movement with our hands, imagining having the body of a person. We can use visualizations and see and say, okay. And, it's a communication. So give me a sign when it's done, and different style of process. But actually, at the end of the day, it's not me doing the job, it's the higher self who is doing it for us, bringing all the energy of universe, because we are energy. Like in Qigong, we have the heaven energy, the earth energy, it's all around us. And we just bring more energy in. So all this stagnation, the flow can go through it and push it away and, clear, like it's a spring cleaning again, like I say, and we want more flow, more energy coming in. So that's why when Qigong it's good, or some yoga we practice breath works. You can do this on your own. If you do your Qigong every day, you don't feel trapped or achy, or you everything is flowing through you, and you tap in those energy yourself. So there's a lot of self-healing practice you can do too.
But in that case, so say you work with someone and you notice, yes, I don't know, that this thing is 80% blocked, for example, and then you suggest some qigong exercises, maybe to bring the movement, to bring the flow of the organ. But how I don't know. I guess the question is how long? How will it be like a one-off thing that you need to do? Will it be a 50 sessions type thing, or what?
Usually we ask the questions, because it really depends on the person. If the person go back to the old programming to do, like, oh yeah, but it's not going to work and things like that, other symptoms are going to come. So, that's why I don't offer one-on-one session anymore. I want to teach people how to be their own healer and do the job themselves. So, because one session, okay, it did happen to have a sciatica, someone I helped for 30 minutes, and they were able to walk and go home, and before they couldn't walk. But sometimes people with, disease or chronic fatigue, or, something, it's layers of layers. So one session is not going to help them. And then you have to reprogram yourself to not going back to this old version of yourself who is like shrinking, playing small in life, not trusting, not believing in themselves. But when you learn how to do that, it's where I teach now with my book and my program. It's where you want in life, where you want to go, and we ask you yourself. And you can do this process on yourself. And healing, it's the same. It's your body. Okay, today I have a headache and I need to go to this meeting, and you ask yourself, please bring me all this energy. I don't know what is it, and it's blocky, and you just tune in stillness. You work with your higher self, and the more you do, it's like going to the gym. The more you do, you know how to do it, you know how to communicate, you know how to clear yourself, and you can have big shift in your life, and you can do it on your own too.
And how do we connect that? The, like you say, the blocked, the percentages of blockages and the stagnant energy in the body. How do we connect that with emotions?
It's emotion. Our body, it's a filing cabinet. We store emotions. Imagine every day how many information we get. We are bombarded with news, with people we meet, with a lot of things bombarded. Right now with social media, I mean, it's worse than before, and all this information, we don't have time to process them, on the spot. So it's stuck in your head. So that's why most of the time at the end of the day we feel like we have so much energy in our head. We are like, oh, I'm so tired, and mentally I don't know if I want to cook or do this and that. And we stock all this emotion, we stock all this fear from many years. And we don't see it, but we have a physical body outside of ourselves. We have this emotional body, we have mental body, so it's in our aura, in our biofield around us. And people they could see, that there is too much energy here, and this is blocking you from, focusing on something, or, cooking and going to the sport, and say, oh, no, I'm too tired because I have too much energy. And some people can feel it or see it. And just some exercise, some breathing technique, you can clear that, but you have to be aware that it's not you. If you get used to, oh, at the end of the day, I'm always tired, so, I don't do that, and you don't change anything, you are going to, stay in that way. You need to create something new. You need to change. You need to be aware of what's going on. And we lost this connection, like you say, man, body, and soul. Imagine our ancestor, Qigong, it's between 5,000 years ago. They knew, they could feel it. They could feel, something is wrong here, or, so they did their exercise, they went out, they spend a lot of time in nature, in community. How many times they get together to sing, to speak, to laugh. This is the way you clear yourself, from all this extra energy, these emotions, or things like that. So everything is, the flow of energy is going everywhere, because you don't have stagnation doing that as a practice, as ritual, and things like that. But in our modern society, we lost this connection with our body. We lost this connection with, with our higher self. Imagine like a young teenager who is lost. It's I don't know what I want to do in life. Native American would say, go in nature for 4 days by yourself, and you get those insights because you clear the noise of society, of your inner thought, inner critic as well. And when you clear that, or how to, manage to have to lower the noise at least, so you know what it's yours and what it's not yours, and you have more clarity what to do. And you can ask, how do I feel today, and what do I need to eat, what food, what exercise, and your body is going to tell you, just go for a walk, eat your, have a tea, and just look at the sun. And it's how you recharge yourself and clear yourself, just listening and doing.
But to me, what you just described is this is healing. This is really healing, because you're going inside. You really you are disconnecting from the noise. You are asking, you're tuning in, and you're asking, really, what do I need? What is calling me? How do I feel? And a lot of people, they don't know how to do it. So they say things like, I know that I'm not doing so well, but I don't know what to do instead, or I don't know what to choose, or I don't know. So many people are saying different things. So it's very external. It's always about really recognizing that I don't know, and now putting it out there, and not knowing what to do, and then feeling even more lost, or maybe even more, tired and exhausted, and all of that. But what you are describing is so beautiful, because it really is. It's about simplicity. You let go of all of this noise. You go
Yes.
within.
Yeah, exactly. We lost this connection, and it's easy to get back to that. It's a practice, and it's all about remembering, who you are, why you came to this life, why you are not happy, and not attaching yourself to fears, or to any limiting thought, inner critics, that you are not good enough, that you need to do this to have that. And all this, it's programming that we have. And the 0 to 7 years old, it's where we are a sponge, and we just absorb. We see what adults do, parents do, think, feel, and we just say, oh, okay, so I need to do that too. I need to be scared about my health. I need to have a job, and this and that, even if I want to do that. And we put so much pressure on ourselves. But it can be from childhood, from any trauma we have in life, in this life or past life, or through our parents, and it's all the, epigenetics around us, so it's going to program us. But the gift we have, it's just being aware that it's not us, it's just not the reality, and we can always switch back and learn back about ourselves, about our gift, our uniqueness, what it's different. So I'm going to react differently from, my husband to this situation, because we came with different gift, abilities, personalities. So the more you know about yourself, and it will be easier to to go for the life, and not just surviving, but thriving, and
Mm.
more joy, more health, more happiness, whatever you want. Yeah. But that's good to have teacher like you, to it's a
Yeah,
practice
like you.
to teach again, how to be more yourself and heal yourself, and yeah, to be guided, and then you can, when you master, like master this energy, master your life, and yeah, everything, it's easier for that.
I think it's such an important reminder. So I'm really happy that we are talking about this today. But now I want to talk a little bit more about your book. Nothing is wrong with you.
Yes, so the book, it just came out on Amazon. So it's the story that just tell you my story, but also I share the method. Some how you can get to to your dream life. You are here in your current reality. You want to be in your dream life. Achieving whatever you want. It can be your health, happiness. It can be promotions. It can be your income, and I teach you how to get there, as fast as you can, but working on yourself and remembering who you are, and working with your higher self, because when we say higher self, it's a super consciousness, it's another level of consciousness. So it's looking at a different perspective on your life, and it's going to guide you, because at our human level, we have moments where we go into our ego, and moments where we go into we listening to our insights. But it's like always like this. So when we work at different level of consciousness, we always have a better view on what we need to do, to think, to not trusting, or and we have better decision making when we do that, when we listen to our intuition.
And how do we know that we're traveling between consciousness and 3D, 5D, all of that? How do we know where we are, and that we are listening to our intuitions and wisdom rather than the fears
Yeah.
and the limitations?
Yeah, that's a good question. So your life, it's completely different when you are in survival. You just go through the motions, and you are not yourself. You are things happening in your life, and you feel like you are not in control of your life. And the highest you go, it's more like not just being in control of your life, but things happening. So what? You don't take it personally. You don't feel triggered by situation, because that if someone says something to you and you take it personally, it's nothing to do with you. It's this person who also has a different perception of life, and you know how to integrate all this information and find your balance again, and say, okay, this is not me, I protect myself, this is and I don't take it personally, and what, energetically, how to do that. And you just focus on what you want all the time. It's what you want to create, and I need to change something today. So you push yourself to say, okay, today I'm going to do this for my goal and not someone else's goals. And by changing, you are creating new neural pathways in your body and new DNA, and you are going to generate new thoughts, new inspiration. And slowly, if you do that, like you wake up and say, today I'm going to do it, and you do it, and you don't let life, goes on and not doing it, you will change and say, oh, I did that. And slowly, you are not going to be in the fear to do something that you postponed for so many years because you were scared or not ready, or some resistance happened. You don't know what exactly.
Mm.
And just by recreating this new routine, this ritual, to practicing doing something different every day, but towards your goal, you're going to change, and everything will come with more ease afterwards, because you reprogram yourself. You are going to be a different person each time, and have a different perspective on your life. So you are not, at the human level in this density, of things. Oh, I need to do that and help this and that. And you are more focused in being you, because the most important thing, it's you. It's how you change your vibration. Everything, everyone around you will be impacted. And it's how you can help, your family, co-worker, anyone around you to be different. It's if you change your energy. So your energy, it's the way you think, your way you do things, what you think about yourself inside and that you don't say. And if you turn this into something positive, you are going to change, to raise your vibration, and it's going to help your community, your family, everyone around you.
And the question, though, that comes up, and we spoke about it a little bit a minute ago, was really about how do you keep the momentum? So, how do you stop yourself from going back to these old habits and the way that we always are before we made this decision to change?
Yes. So I remember I was stuck sometimes, when you feel off, when you don't have energy. So it's really to catch you up in this time, say, okay, this is not me, this is not the person I want to be, or I feel triggered by a situation, I don't feel good, so this is emotion, in your body. You have to do something, you cannot stay like that. So whatever you can do, if it's breath work, go for a walk and say, okay, I'm going out, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. When I come back, and you have to be clear with yourself, like talking to someone else, and say, when I come back, I'm going to be different. I will be, energized, have this confidence, and I'm going to do this task that I don't want to do, or, whatever. You set yourself, and to keep this momentum. And sometimes you are in this loop, not having the clarity. Oh, I don't know what I should be doing today, and it's not clear. And I wish someone tell me was, this kind of thing. It's not you. It's not, the best version of yourself. So the same, you breathing in and you say, no, this is not me. I want to transform this, and really to catch yourself in the moment and say,
Mm.
go back to your vision, go back to where you want to go. It's like you take your car and you go somewhere, you don't put the GPS, and you take all these long roads. You need to have a destination. Your destination, it's this vision, it's what you want to create, it's your dream life, it's your goal. And every time you find yourself stuck or exhausted on things, you say, okay, I don't want to stay like this. What should I do? This is where I want to go. And you will be guided. You will, have an idea to do something to change your energy, call someone, go for a walk, eat something good for your body. You will get this inner guidance. And it's
Mm.
how you get. Every time you are stuck, get your momentum back, go back to the vision, to who you want to be, and you will be guided.
I love that. I love that, and I think a lot of the time I come back to the same thing. It really is. First of all, you have to be aware. So you have to be aware of where you are and that you are actually maybe operating on automat, and how to bring it back into the present moment and going back onto the trajectory that you set for yourself. So setting up alarms for yourself, like notification to say, hey, check in. Where are you? Are you in this constant stream of negative thoughts that we always seems to be having, or are we actually in the doing, in the moment, in the present, in this conscious awareness, and moving forward to where we want to be? So it's I love that you are reminding us of all of this. Um, Fabienne, we're nearly coming to the end of our conversation today, but of course, this conversation is fascinating and we could spend hours talking. What is one thing that you would like our viewers or listeners to take away from the conversation today?
Yeah, I think you have to stay present in your stillness when you want to change something, because when your brain, is racing, your mind is racing, it's not the best way to take decisions. And you can exhaust yourself just trying, pushing and forcing. So this is not you. You have to take a breath, stay in stillness, find this inner peace, and just ask yourself who I want to be, who I want to become. Is this version, the best version of myself, what I dream of my life? And if you feel stuck or you don't know how to, just always have this vision of who you want to become, and wake up with this vision in mind every morning and say, I'm going to take the steps. So one change at the time. What action can I take today to get there, slowly? And it's how you are going to make progress, to change, reprogram yourselves, towards what do you want in life and who you want to become. And it gets easier and easier as you practice this.
Mm. And I think I would probably just add to that remember that this is a journey. So be kind to yourself, and just keep getting on the wagon, right? You fall off, no problem, come back
Exactly.
again. There's no
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
no right or wrong. There's just a
E-
journey.
Exactly. And you decide at what speed you want to go, for it. It's your life, it's on your own terms,
Mm.
and yes, like you said, something goes wrong, that's okay. You go back to it again after, and the ripple effect that I see, it's the more you do on yourself, the more you're going to help your children and your partner, your coworker, anybody around you. So it's
Mm.
beautiful because you are going to become a magnet of what you want in life, and it will be easier as you, I know, go on with this practice.
Sounds amazing. Fabienne, thank you so much for being here with us today. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. And of course, all of your social links and the book and everything is going to be in the show notes so people can get in touch. And I encourage everyone to get in touch. And of course, share this video, share it with anyone you think would enjoy it or benefit from it. Like, subscribe, all of that, so that we can bring this message to the world. The world needs this message. It's so often we see people, or maybe even ourselves, we get into that negative energy and into this down spiral. But here, this conversation with Fabienne shows you that you can do things differently. You can come out of the rut. You can tune in with yourself and find your path forward. So thank you, Fabienne, for being here. Thank you,
Thank
everyone,
you.
for watching. Thank you so
It
much.
was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.